Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for another video on Marvel Contest of Champ. But this isn't right. This isn't right at all.
Much better. No, this isn't working at all. Ooh, why is this not working?
Much better. All the fun we have with shrinking the camera, making it big again. Quality content. But mistakes have some sort of relevance to what we're going to be discussing today. I'm going to be looking at the top mistakes players make when they pick up the game. But for this video, we need to go to the forum. Here we are in a forum post which is all about mistakes that players make when they pick up the game. Now, why is this important or relevant or helpful? It is incredibly helpful. Lots of people learn from their mistakes, but at the same time, if you display the mistakes and reasons why you've made them, then it helps other players that are starting the game or also kind of going, hey, well, I make that. I didn't think that was a mistake, and then learn and progress further as a result. Liam kicks things off by talking about the selling of 2 and 3 stars when pulling 4 stars. It's a thing that a lot of players do and actually still do to this day. I think it's stopped, but I do see from time to time people talking about selling their 2 and 3 stars. You don't really get a huge amount back from it, and at the same time it does mean that your rating is a lot lower. I personally have sold a champion in the past. I sold Ant-Man as a 4 star, but at the same time, by selling it, I was then able to get 5-star shards, and on that day I actually pulled a blade. It was the first blade I've ever pulled, so that was quite exciting. That was nearly a year ago. In some cases, some players have done it in order to get a few more shards, but I don't really recommend it at all, but I have done it. That's to be honest about the situation. Nextly, Epistratus talks about the idea of evading. Evading is incredibly important, especially when you get to more difficult content, and also certain champions that require a huge amount of evade to be more effective. For example, very weak champions that have low armor and low block proficiency, and especially champions like Stark Spidey, which requires you to build on poise charges, which means you have to evade. Back in mid to late 2015, I know that I got a bit of flack when I first started doing Marvel Contest of Champions YouTubing. I think people were kind of like taking a piss because I was not utilizing things like the Parry Mastery or Dexterity. And it took a little while to actually get the idea that, hey, I need to not just parry, not just block, but also evade and intercept. Things that I learned very quickly after obviously getting that feedback from the community. Most of it was in a negative way and kind of wasn't constructive at all. But hey, thanks community. It's all good. I mean, I laugh about it now, and stuff like this helps to kind of learn, especially for those that are just picking up the game, as we said. Savio444 comes up with 2 fantastic things to point out. Number 1 is pointing out choice of champion awakening and also a choice of getting premium hero crystals or not. So let's kick things off with the awakening gem thing. So public opinion. I do think that you should always go to the forum or go to things like the Marvel Contest of Champions community page on Facebook, and I'll put links to both those things in the description. And what you'll be doing is going a list of maybe your most popular or kind of champions you like, as well as champions that you like feedback from the community. Have a poll on that to say which one I should awaken and why, and it will then allow the community to give you feedback on which champion and why. It's from your peers that you'll get the best information. You could go to something like Seaton's tiering list, and that will give you an idea as well of maybe the more popular champions in game, but the choice is always lying with you, the player. A champion that you might find works quite well for something is your own opinion, but at the same time there may be things that the community can help you out with, so put that on a forum post with an opinion poll and we can help you out. The second thing is premium hero crystals. Nowadays they're not too great and you end up kind of grinding them out for free in the arena. I don't see anybody spending out units nowadays, and especially with changes that are going to be coming next week, you're going to see premium hero crystals, if you're uncollected, go down to 60 units, which is a good kind of drop down. But at the same time, like I said, grind them out in arena. They're ultimately very disappointing if you spend units on them. If you're looking to spend units in crystals, make sure you've done that after you've completed things like Act 5, Road to Labyrinth, Realm of Legends, all the kind of key content. And at the same time, focus on your mastery first with the spend of units. Don't waste them on premium hero crystals. Will says about parry and dexterity tutorials from YouTube. Now, you must be living under a rock or just joined the game if you haven't noticed the fantastic parry and dexterity tutorials by Dork Lessons Dorky Diggity Dave. It is one of the top rated videos that you can watch to improve the way that you play in game. He's also done things for intercept as well, and if you don't have any idea what intercept is, then I will put a link in the description for that. And it's really great for those starting off in the game. Sul locks it down to many things. In particular, it's selling unique 1 stars, wasting units on premium hero crystals, wasting units on 3 stars, and pushing enemies to SP3s, and as well took too long to unlock the parry and evade masteries. We've all been there, sir. So back between 2015 and late 2016, this indeed was me. I was that type of person. So yeah, I can totally relate to this. But as we've discussed, there are ways to learn things on like mastery builds. If you put into Google search as well as a YouTube search, stuff like beginner mastery builds, you're going to come up with something. And during December, I will be putting together a lot more guides on the channel and just like seeing if it can help out people. I hope it will. King of Kings talks about the first 3 months of the game for arena grinding. And what King of Kings is pointing at is for the first 3 months, you're able to grind out arena in a better bracket placement. So you're going to have better milestones. At the same time, you're more than likely to get 4 stars, which is going to strengthen and improve your roster for your further progression in Marvel Contest of Champions. This has got to be one of my favorites, and it's something that a lot of us still do today, and that is that thinking that in arena it is PvP, so it's like an active real time, you're playing against another player, when in fact it's more of a PvP AI, in that it's a computer reaction against what is effectively a champion that's been ranked up by your opponent. There was actually a humorous post about 4 months ago that detailed someone's experience where they were playing against another player as they thought, and were like, why are they just standing still from time to time or playing really badly, when they were like, I'm playing really good, why are they playing so bad? And in fact, they learned on that day through everybody kind of sort of memeing it. But I think they were very good, actually, the community, in explaining, well, you don't actually play against another player in real time. It's more of a computer-based kind of AI that you're going up against. It's that's how it works. So yeah, but we've all been there and we've all thought that. So there we have it, folks. Those were the things that players made mistakes-wise when they started off the game. They can be narrowed down to arena in the first 3 months, not doing as much of that. That is really important. Second thing being the playing style, so how you're playing with stuff with evade, also how you're intercepting, and guides can be found from dork lessons on the subject. The third thing being your masteries, parry and dexterity being incredibly important. Get them on, get them in the masteries, get them on. And the other thing being champion choices. Always ask your colleagues, your community, what champions should be awakened and why. Signature abilities in some cases are making champions so much more powerful. In other cases, they don't really need to be awakened. So for example, you can use Domino without being awakened and it's still a good champion. Champions that become incredibly amazing after being awakened, Stark Spidey, for example. Ask players, ask your community, and they will feed back to you information. There's a few other mistakes that we've seen. Go to the link in the description, which will take you to that forum post that will talk about mistakes that other players have made. But those are the narrowed down things that players want to make sure they don't do when starting off in Marvel Contest of Champions. Now, thank you very much for watching this video all about mistakes in Marvel Contest of Champions. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button and subscribe for more Marvel Contest of Champions based content. I've been RichTheMan and I shall catch you in the next one. Bye bye for now.
Why is this not working?